Welcome to Founders Future, a podcast powered by Closers.io, where we dive into the journeys of innovative entrepreneurs and explore the road ahead for them and their companies. I'm your host, Jay Encarnacion, and in each episode, we uncover the stories behind impactful ventures, the challenges faced along the way, and the strategies driving their future growth. Today, we are thrilled to have Tom Waddell, the founder and CEO of Waddell Group. Tom brings over 30 years of expertise in the medical device industry with a remarkable track record of leading complex projects and founding businesses like Project Leadership Services and Waddell Group. Based in New Brighton, Minnesota, Waddell Group, founded in 2016, is transforming how medical device companies deliver projects on time and within budget, having completed over 600 projects for a multitude of clients. We'll be exploring his founding story, how his business empowers clients in the highly regulated medical device space, and his vision for scaling this impact-driven venture. So let's dive right in. Tom, welcome to Founders Future.
Thanks, Jay.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us today, Tom. So would love to start at the top for our listeners here. Take us back to the beginning, Tom. What specific problem in the medical device project management landscape really inspired you to start Waddell Group?
Okay. This was with Project Leadership Services way back when. Give you just a very brief history. It was Project Leadership Services for 16, 17 years. And then I took part of the business and created Waddell Group and then went on with that.
Gotcha.
So the beginning of Project Leadership Services was I was standing in one of the hallways inside of Medtronic, where I'd been doing a little bit of independent consulting and waiting for a meeting. And three people came up to me within 5 minutes and said, "Do you have any bandwidth?" And my answer was, "No, but I can find you somebody." And all three of them said yes. And this light bulb, you remember the light bulb going off in somebody's head on some commercial? I was like, the best medical device company in the world needs help with project management at times, and they think I can do that. So I was like, And indeed, it did really go well. About 3 or 4 years of that, and then started branching off into other companies outside of Medtronic, and it's gone very well.
Beautiful.
So it's been since the very late part of 1998 when Project Leadership Services was formed, and then that morphed into Waddell Group. Part of Project Leadership Services morphed into Waddell Group in 2016.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that kind of combines both of those.
And so what they are now, and you have the Waddell Group. So with that being said, and the Waddell Group being around since 2016, how has Waddell Group's offer evolved since then? So from what you're providing, like that regulatory consulting, recall management, leadership development, and who you serve, how's that changed since you first launched?
It really has only changed a little bit just recently. We find really great project managers that have experience in the medical device industry. They can be most of them are product development people, but some of them are regulatory experts or management experts, that sort of recall. But it all revolves around people that know how to take a large, complex project, lots of regulations, and then get their arms around it and move that forward for companies. It's easy to say there are project managers that can do this, but it's really hard to find people that really do a great job with it. It's really executive management skills.
Yeah.
And at a level that you can get your fingers dirty with the actual technology as well. I love that. I like understanding the technology and not being so far up in the organization you really can't deal with that.
Tom, with the amount of experience that you have in the space and how long you've been in the medical device consulting industry as a whole, what's a misconception that you've often heard about the industry, especially around its value to project success or its scalability as a business? What's something you can address for us on that front?
Can you put that a different way?
Just a
Say,
misconception. Yeah, a misconception that you hear about the medical device consulting industry.
okay, that anybody can step into it. That if you really have a lot of expertise, just go ahead, people will hire you. I think it really does take a sales effort. So probably half of my efforts are making sure that people know we exist, they know who to call, and then interacting with various and sundry different clients to make sure I know what they're looking for and what they need, and then going and finding that.
Very interesting.
Yeah, it would be nice to think that if you were great enough at something, it would just happen.
Yeah.
But no, you got to have sales.
Yeah, not you. Yeah, it's usually how it ends up working out. Very interesting on that front there, and leads right into the nuts and bolts of what you're doing, especially for our listeners who some can end up coming and working with you, Tom, on with the Waddell Group. So, how exactly is it that you guys are generating revenue today, as far as the core offer, like those project initiation plans or interim executive support? How is that structured for your clients when they come to you?
Okay, almost all of our work is done as an hourly rate.
Gotcha.
So it's time and materials. So we will estimate what we think will take to do this particular job. And because we almost always manage people inside of the client's company, there's too many risks for us to just say, okay, it's going to take whatever, 1,000 hours and at this rate. So we give estimates, then people bring us in. We and it can be a not to exceed, but we do a lot of almost always weekly updates to management to make sure that they know where things are. And when it gets close to the end of a contract, we keep in good touch. And if they want us to go past what we had agreed, then that's fine. And it really is getting the project done is the top priority.
So essentially you're going in, you're consulting with the business on that front, seeing exactly what services they need of yours, and then providing them some T&M for to get that job done. Very straightforward on that
Yep.
front.
It's very easy to explain. Again, really hard to find those outstanding project managers.
Yes, absolutely. On that, with that, as far as acquisition goes, I know you said a good chunk of your time is spent on that front, really getting your face and your name out there for your clients. What's working
Yes.
for you right now, Tom? Whether that be referrals and word of mouth, or ads, or social media on that organic side, what are you doing right now that's working best for new clients?
What I like to do is a very multi-pronged approach. So I try to meet as many people as possible. I go to networking functions, conferences. I have a company doing email campaigns. I have a company doing LinkedIn campaigns. And we just recently launched a training program, and we'll see how that goes. And then also recently we brought on a new salesperson. He's amazing. And he also has some experience in a new area for us. So it's physicians compensation consulting. So it's a wildly complex and needed service for healthcare organizations. So it's a 10 degree off of the normal project management for medical device companies. This is still project management. How do you help health services pull together or improve their physicians' compensation plans? So a new initiative, conferences, networking, meeting people. I, One of my favorites is having lunch with people I like. If we were
Yes,
in the same town, Jay, I would be inviting you to lunch right now.
I would love
Um,
that. I would absolutely love that.
Emails and LinkedIn campaign and training. So
Got
is that enough? Is that enough
Yeah,
initiatives?
no, definitely. You definitely got a lot going on. So you're outsourcing a bit more of that, of kind of the cold outreach side of things. Have you done anything around ads and seen success there, or really has it? Is it because it's so niche? What does that look like on the ad front?
Providing a project manager into a company is a highly trust-based deal. So I don't, we've tried ads a few times. It just doesn't seem like that's the right way to go do this. This isn't a commodity. This is, again, a very highly trust-based transaction. And I don't, I've never seen companies interested in looking at an advertisement and saying, "Oh, hey, yeah, they have project managers for rent. Let's go find one." So
Yeah,
it doesn't go that. I don't see it going that way. Now, have
gotcha.
I done it a lot? Have I figured out how to do that? No.
Yeah, that makes
Am
sense.
I going to spend the money trying to figure that one out? Probably not.
Probably not. Yeah, that absolutely makes sense on that front. I know you just mentioned that you just brought in a new salesperson. So what does the sales process kind of look like from the outside looking in? Is it you and then you just brought in that one salesperson? Yeah, and then you have the outsourced marketing side of things. Is that kind of how the operation is running right now with you at the helm?
I love having let's call it a small.
Yeah,
It's 10 to 25 people that work with us. It's still a boutique. I've never been interested in creating something that's 100, 200, 300 people. That requires too many systems and it keeps it it would keep me from actually managing a project myself. I actually have a project right now that I am in charge of. I want to have the opportunity to keep my fingers in the project management pie and to have time to go do sales and marketing and work with the different parts of the business.
absolutely. So is that something that you enjoy doing, that sales and marketing side? You don't want to just have like full focus on the project management, or is that something that you're eventually trying to work towards, is not really having to worry about sales and marketing so much?
Always a balance, Jay.
Yeah.
I love sales? No. Am I good enough at it that I have a, a nice company? Yes.
Yeah.
Again, do I want a couple hundred people doing this? And then no. So yeah, I like how this company works and how it's set up, and I think we're gonna keep it here.
I love it. I love that. With that being said, and the success that you're already seeing, obviously multi-pronged approach to for new clients coming in, you have your offer really locked in what you're providing for your clients. Can you point to any specific bottleneck for growth right now, whether that be lead generation or converting those into clients or delivering services with your capacity? Anything on that front that you can point to for us?
Yeah, lead generation's always the tricky part for it always has been for me. Once there's an opportunity, I think people get it that I have the experience and knowledge of how to find a great project manager that can come serve them. So we have a very high successful project rate. Not
Gotcha.
perfect. Not going to tell people it's perfect,
Yeah,
but yes, that's I'm very confident in my ability to find remarkable project managers.
absolutely.
So that's it's the lead generation that is the part of this that I've never gotten good at it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's why I need a salesperson and or two and get a couple of companies to help get our name out.
Yeah.
Because if companies understand that this is available, then being top of mind for when they need a project manager to jump in and help them.
Absolutely. So, I
That's
mean,
the key.
the way that your mind is working is truly fascinating, and again, truly appreciate you coming on the show and letting us into Tom's mind for a bit and how the operation really looks.
It's
So,
scary. Huh?
what is your picture now, Tom, looking forward for the next 6 to 12 months? What are you really laser focused on priority wise for growing Waddell Group consistently, whether that be any specific revenue targets or impact goals or anything that you're looking to continue to grow upon or scale with? How is that looking for you right now?
The the projects that we normally get, the medical device development, regulatory recalls, stuff like that, we will continue to make sure people know we're available for that. And that takes a concerted effort. The physicians compensation consulting that's new and very exciting. So I hope to get 5 or 10 contracts of that by the end of the year. And so between those two offerings, this could be very fun.
I love where your mind's at. It's clear as day that the passion is here. You're incredible at what you do. You're incredibly knowledgeable in this space. So all things are clicking for you right now. So
Well,
let's
thank
go
you.
a little bit hypothetical here, if we can. If we were able to snap our fingers right now, Tom, provide you with unlimited resources, what's something that you're implementing immediately? into the business?
I would definitely bring on one other salesperson and in the Twin Cities area to do our more traditional medical device project management. And I've always thought of having a couple of satellite offices, Boston and San Francisco, actually North Carolina. Those three areas they've they've got lots and lots of medical device development. So having some lead generation from those other three areas would be great. There are some other areas in the country that are growing as far as medical device, let's call it expertise. Indianapolis, San Diego, the Pittsburgh area are all places that we could call those secondary markets right
Yeah.
now, but that'd be fun to see if I could start generating some interest in those areas as well.
Incredible. Just consistently thinking about growth and scaling. Just amazing to see how it's operating in your mind. I would love to understand a bit more as far as where are you currently looking at the medical device industry as a whole and its evolution in the coming years? And what are you really doing to position Waddell Group ahead of that evolution that you're picturing?
Okay. Yeah. It couldn't be a conversation if somebody didn't say artificial intelligence. Okay. So we're there now. It's such a highly personal kind of job. The perfect project manager understands the people that are working on the project. They know how to manage and they're brilliant with tools. They have the company's objective in mind. How does that get replaced by some sort of artificial intelligence? It's probably not, it's going to be a little while before that one happens. But there are a lot of tools that you can use to remove the admin. I'll use an old term of one of my old bosses, administrivia. That probably communicates, right? All that fun administrative stuff that isn't very fun to do. So what if we could take care of the drudgery of project management, the reports, the writing, creating presentations, making sure the FDA is all set up, and have some help doing that. So I think there's an opportunity to make project management a lot more efficient. And so that's one of the areas that I'm looking into right now. Yeah, I'm trying to get myself to take an AI class to go poke into that harder.
Yeah, no, which is that from someone that's doing a podcast like this, like myself, and speaking with so many founders, AI is on everybody's tongue.
Yeah, we had to say it.
Yeah, it's everywhere. And it truly is, as you just mentioned, it's going to continue to innovate and get better. And if you can really take advantage of the technology, it's just going to make the business that
Yeah.
much more efficient, right? As you just mentioned right now, it's going to streamline the process for you to be more effective with the projects you're doing and being able to deliver those significantly more efficiently for your clients. So it's a win-win across the board. So definitely kudos off to you for going through the classes and implementing that side. Tom, I just want to go into a bit of a lightning round here to finish.
Actually, can I do one more in area that
Yeah.
there's so much going on in digital health too? We were really traditionally more of the electronics and hardware. So the software as a medical device has gotten a lot bigger the last few years. So making sure that we have people that can do that as well. Okay, lightning round. Got it.
I love it. Lightning round. So as far as tools or resources, I know you just mentioned AI and getting into that, but what's a tool or a resource, whether it be a project management methodology, a leadership principle from all your experience, AI, but what's been a game changer for Waddell Group thus far?
I really like the Google Gemini AI tools. You can ask it to go do any kind of research in different areas or throw 5 different reports on there and say, summarize these. So that's a tool that I've just started using. There are things that we need to know that are going to help improve the efficiency of our teams.
Mm.
So how do you create the several thousand pages that goes to the FDA and make sure everything is consistent across the documentation? That's a tool that that AI can help with. Other tools. I'm always looking for something that makes communications easier. There was Microsoft Project, Smartsheet. There are now some really good communication tools. People are starting to use something called Monday more often,
Yeah. Yeah.
Slack. It's it's an experience to go try to find which ones you think are going to work best. And I think it's probably as individual as anything else too, finding those right tools.
Love it. I love it. And then all obviously just super efficient for your processing your day to day. And then just
Yep.
last question for our listeners here, Tom. And that's what's a piece of advice that you can offer to our listeners right now, other founders, entrepreneurs, either just starting off or in the middle of it and want to see success like you've seen and have that drive and passion like you have? What can you offer them before we wrap up?
I know people are just going to look at me funny and okay, fine. You have to do the sales. So create it and they will come. Maybe.
Yep,
So you got to go do the sales. You
that's
got
it.
to go make sure people know you're there.
Yep.
And people don't care about you. No one cares about you. It's all on you. You got to go tell these people that you're here and what you have, and it's awesome. So if you don't, you'd have to hire people to go tell people that.
Yeah,
So, which
exactly.
is also sales.
It boils down to sales at the end of the day.
It does. There's no business if nobody's buying your stuff.
Yeah, that's it. That's
And
it.
then have a great product. There's nothing, don't take anything away from somebody's awesome thing that they're selling, but you got to go get people to buy it. It's only one way to do that.
With that right there, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap up another inspiring episode of Founders Future. Tom,
Inspiring.
that's it. It was indeed. And I do want to just thank you again, Tom. An incredible.
Sure, this was fun.
It was a blast and having you come on the show, share your insights. You've had so much experience and knowledge in the space. So truly a pleasure having you walk us through how your brain works and why you're seeing so much success. To our listeners, if you did enjoy this episode, which I know so many of you have, as did I, don't forget to subscribe to Founders Future wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. You can also check out Waddell Group at waddellgrp.com to learn more about their project management solutions, and follow Tom on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/in/W Tom Waddell. For more resources and insights, visit closers.io, where we're dedicated to helping businesses accelerate their growth through trained appointment setters and world-class marketing systems. Until then, keep climbing, and we'll see you on the next one.